Hold on, it's loading.
It does it like prematurely.
Well, I think we are live because I can hear the
Is
voices. There we go. Now we're live. Yay!
We're live.
Hi.
Awesome. All right, let's get this show started. Okay. Hello and welcome to the IE Galaxy podcast, the show that talks about the LA Galaxy from a fan's point of view. I'm your host, Salvador Torres. Alongside me is my co-host, the always fluffy Fabian. Brother man, how are you today?
I've been doing pretty good. You know, school, have an essay due, and I'm scared.
See, he's doing like facial expressions because we're on live camera.
Yeah, we're live. Usually I'm not like this.
No, he's more of a. He's funnier physically. With physical gestures,
Yes.
I guess you can say.
Guys, I hate to break it to you, but I'm fat.
Oh yeah, I tried telling them. I don't know if he listens.
I don't know. I don't know if they caught on with the context clues because you keep calling me fluffy.
I mean, you say fluffy because that avoids the insult, no?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I understood. Because fluffy ain't no feathers.
Nah. No.
That was depressing. I'm sorry. But how you been besides the whole school and other stuff, man?
Work's been pretty good. I have like 2 days off now, like, so it's basically I have like a weekend.
Oh, okay.
So I have Wednesday, Thursday off. Except last week I had Tuesday, Wednesday off. So hopefully they keep Tuesday, Wednesday. Hopefully they keep Wednesday, Thursday. That we keep to the podcast.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been pretty good.
Awesome.
It's been a pretty cool week. What about you?
Awesome. Well, I want to break it down to you. I know I sent a tweet earlier. I think it was last night where I said we're gonna have a special guest, and apparently that special guest is not gonna come tonight. He might even come through and knock on the garage door. I don't know. He hasn't texted me back, but who knows? I'll invite him next time. And then I do want to acknowledge you guys for all the social media comments that you guys have been giving us. You guys want to come and join me and co-host when Fabian is absent or anyone else, and you guys are more than happy to do that. I just gotta set up everything as far as if this is the location, this is my garage, so we can. That's why I set it here because we can get multiple people. Unlike my room is like barely fits the both of us.
Yeah,
so,
I took up half the space.
So. Well, I'll keep you guys in mind, and then we'll go from there. If Fabian is not there, then I'll definitely hook you guys up and go from there. I'm very excited to see some Twitter people in person. Oh, and then there's an Instagram person as well. But you guys are more than welcome. It's just the scheduling. I'll take care of it. But I'll keep you guys in mind, nevertheless. So that's that. How have I been? I've been thinking about my future, kind of like as always. I'm actually reading this book that I bought Monday, and it turns out the guy was interviewing Robbie Rogers, and he was interviewing about his whole homosexuality, how difficult was it to have him come out of the closet, etc., especially in a sports setting, because guys in the locker room, gay jokes is kind of like the norm, and how to like build bonding with other players. And it was crazy because I was just like, oh, hey, Robbie Rogers, he's a Galaxy guy. And I'm reading the book and he knows about the Galaxy. But I think one thing that I took out of that book, because his mom said a quote, Robbie Rogers' mom, he said a quote, and it kind of stuck with me. She said that you have to give people a chance to love you. And I was like, that's some pretty powerful stuff. That's a pretty powerful quote. And that's why how Robbie Rogers became the trailblazer that he is now, the first openly gay soccer player in North American sports. So I bought a book and mentioned that. So that was pretty cool.
That's pretty good, man.
Pretty Galaxy connection right there.
Learning more and more about the Galaxy.
Absolutely.
Also, Sergio said he might pass by.
Okay, if he knocks, we're gonna open the door. He's gonna come through. Okay, we're not professionals.
No, we're not.
We're not. Cool. So we'll just we'll go straight to it with some outside of the pitch news. We got rid of Zardes, and we got Ola Kamara. Ooh, I'm happy.
He's really happy. This is like Christmas for him.
This is like Christmas for me, dude. I am so excited. The LA Galaxy agreed on a trade that will send Zardes and $400,000 in allocation money to the Crew in exchange for Kamara. And in that deal, it says the Crew gets an additional $100,000 if Kamara scores 12 goals or more this season. So, pumped for that. This guy had like 34 goals in like the last 2 seasons in the MLS. The Crew have been playoff chokers the past 2 seasons, and it's crazy how we got a good deal for him, and he's the striker that we need. He is the hype that Siggy told us back when he said, "Oh, we need a striker," and that's the guy. That is the guy, and we got rid of Zardes, which is a guy that we definitely need to get rid of. And I was just so happy that the deal happened, and I heard Emma Boateng wasn't sacrificed in the deal, although I was one of the people saying I wouldn't mind him sacrificing because he's just a good bench player, despite how, of a cool guy and how much he contributes and all that stuff. But I'm very happy about the deal, and we got rid of Zardes. What are your thoughts, Vision?
I can't believe they took Zardes.
It's a good deal for us.
Yeah, it's a good deal for us, not for the Crew got Zardes. Zardes has been playing well, at least not with Galaxy.
I think the most important part about that deal was that Kamara didn't want to stay with the Crew. Oh,
Kamara didn't want to stay with the Crew?
He wanted to leave. I think that was... I think he just wasn't happy there, especially maybe with the whole Austin thing that's going on. And I don't think he was settled there. I think I was hearing some things saying that he knew about the LA Galaxy back when he was in Europe. So he wants to just pretty much stay with the mainstream team, and this was his one chance, and he took it. So that's probably one reason, but that was probably the key factor. Because if he didn't want to leave, then it would have been a lot more difficult. But I think the urge of the player wanting to come here was a lot more stronger than the deal initially. So on a personal level, he's happy. On a money level, we're great. And yeah, Crew just got the bad end of it.
Yeah. Wonder how Crew's gonna deal with the Zardes.
I mean, Zardes, like everyone's saying, he needs a new environment. He needs to have a change of scenery, paint the room differently in order for him to excel. I mean, he's still in the MLS. It's a familiar league with him. He's, homegrown American. He's been playing in America, and who knows how he'll do. I don't really care where he plays, if he plays. I'm not sure if he's on the bench or whatever. But I know a lot of Crew fans are not happy about that. And not a lot. I mean, he's still on the national team. Yeah. Technically, he's not the best. Technically, he's still on it. But whatever. I'm like happy as fuck. Happy. And I heard they were having some green card handing out to give. I heard the whole government shutdown thing, and Kamara trying to get his green card. That way he doesn't waste that international spot. That's still in the process, but nevertheless, I'm excited on a player level, on the deal level. It just, 3 thumbs up on the Galaxy on this acquisition. This was awesome. This was awesome. Cool. We'll move on to any other thoughts that you got on Kamara? Like the biggest headline.
Well, we got our fucking striker.
Yeah, we did.
We got a pretty good striker. We won him for a decent amount of money, and hopefully he can score more than 15 goals this season.
That's definitely needed. Needed.
We'll give Columbus Crew their $100,000 if they still want.
Yeah, that won't even bother us.
No.
As long as we get the production from Kamara.
But we gotta get championship.
Gotta get, we'll talk about more about that later. But I think I was saying last week I had a checklist. And I was saying, goalkeepers, we got the check off there. Defenders, we checked it off twice because we have more than necessary for that. We have the midfield. We've been good since the terrible season of 2017. So the midfield, we're all right. And then the forwards, that was kind of like, we were a little bit desperate for it, and we just getting two defensive midfielders and all these new defense, and we're just like, where's the striker? But and I think I said it last week too. Like, wait by Monday. Monday something will happen with the draft and this whole Kamara scandal going on with the whole rumors or whatever. And by Monday we'll figure out if we'll get him or not. And come Monday, everything that I said happened. So I'm happy. We got the NFL checked all the boxes, and very very good off season. It went from you need the last one. Need the last box to be good. Now they're checked off on good. So now it's more any other signings after this is kind of like extra credit or just for depth. Any other signings, I'm happy. I'm content. We're good, and we feel confident going into the next season. And any other signings, I don't care.
When's the first preseason game?
We'll talk about that because they still have because preseason officially started. They had their physicals, or they come in for the physicals. I think it was Monday, so they already started training. They're already out on the field. I already forgot the first preseason game. I know it's going to be in February. The first one, I think it's February 10th when we play New York. I think we play New York first, and then we play San Jose the week after that, and then towards the end would be Vancouver. And that'll be towards the end of February. And then we have the whole Arizona Cup, Diamond Cup, the tournament in February as well. And then there's another preseason match that we'll talk about later that will happen also on February. So February is when everything preseason will happen. And then March 4th, home opener against Portland. It's exciting. I'm excited for the season to start. Yeah. You'll finally get to see a winning Galaxy.
Winning Galaxy.
The one that everyone has been talking about. 2017, we'll move on from that. Cool. And sticking on the transfers, we have a free agent signing. The LA Galaxy signed midfielder Chris Pontius, 30-year-old midfielder, most famous for DC United. He just finished, what do you say? Oh, that's you. That's your phone?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh.
Not bad.
Anyways.
See, we're not professional.
No, I
forgot to charge my phone.
You have to turn off your phone when you record, man.
I'm not gonna turn it off.
Gosh, how are you going to be one of those rappers that you listen to if you can have your phone on?
Bro, all you gotta do is just mumble over some trap beats and I'll be like, really good, apparently.
Your rapper name's going to be Chef.
Yeah.
Chef Fluffy. Ooh.
Ooh, Chef Fluffy.
Drop the
For
sauce
rap me.
on
Follow me
that.
on SoundCloud as Chef Fluffy.
SoundCloud rappers. So, 30-year-old DC United stereotyped guy. He's famous for being in DC United, and he's the whole reason why I did that the theme song of it. When I said Chris Pontius from Jackass.
Oh yeah, he's from Jackass.
He's from Jackass. Yeah, Party Boy. You remember Jackass? I like the Party Boy one.
The party one's funny because Japan.
Yeah, he's like in his thong. He's like grinding on people.
Guys, like, what the fuck's off me?
Watch in like a month or two, those guys are gonna get like caught for sexual harassment. Or the women will complain or whatever.
Women will complain.
Something like that. Like I said for last week on Chris Pontius, not sure whoever put him. I heard he plays on the wing, and he's a 30-year-old guy. He just seems like a guy where he's just there. He's not good nor he's bad. I mean, he's an MLS veteran. I think he used to play for the national team, the United States national team, and he's a bit older. He kind of dropped off. He went on Philly. I mean, he did pretty good for Philly, but I don't really see him. I don't know where to put him. We have so many midfielders.
What position does he play on the wing?
I'm not even sure what wing. I just heard about that. I didn't even really did my homework on Chris Pontius, but I heard he does wing. He's on the
Could
wing.
he be a replacement for Zardes?
Ala Kamara was a replacement for Zardes.
But Ala Kamara is a winger, or is he a striker?
Well, I think a lot of formations. I think all of us have a set formation that all of us kind of agree on social media. He's gonna be that lone number 9.
Okay.
Like the last striker.
Yeah, last striker.
So he's gonna be that guy. And
his artist played left wing, didn't he?
Yeah, he played. He even played right back. He played on the wing or whatever. That was his season, but normally his main position's on the wing or striker. So no, Chris Pontius, he seems more of a midfielder kind of guy, more into passing, being more in the midfield, a lot of running. So like I said, I'm like whatever about the signing because I don't know where he goes. I don't hate it, nor do I like it because I don't know what to do with the guy. I bet he's better than Jermaine Jones though. I bet. I have a guts feeling. How do you feel? What's your thoughts on Chris Pontius?
He was really good in Jackass, so I want to know what he can bring to the table.
Gosh, I just see like a lot of just like shopping carts going off like the rooftops.
Dude, that's gonna be his entrance. It's gonna be a shopping cart off the roof to the pitch.
Yeah, when they announce his name, Chris Pontius, and he falls down and
gets hurt, and then he has to go to the hospital. He's done for the season.
Yeah, we don't want to risk that injury. He's actually a local kid. He's from Yorba Linda.
Yorba Linda?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's like 30 minutes from here, right?
South of Corona.
South of Corona?
Yeah, so local kid. So glad he's back. And
it's putting California on the map.
It is. Cool. So that kind of does it for confirmed transfers and free agent signings. Let's go to transfer rumors. We got one. I kind of got this off Twitter. It wasn't any reporter reporting this. It was an article on. Well, I tweeted it out. You guys can find it there. Also, shared it on Facebook. The LA Galaxy are in talks with Aston Villa forward Ross McCormack. I think it's McCormack. To bring him on loan. He plays at Melbourne City, and with Melbourne City, he has 14 goals in 16 appearances. His loan ends tomorrow. We're recording on Thursday, so it ends tomorrow, and Aston Villa is looking for him to have another loan spell. So I haven't seen any videos of the guy, but 14 goals in 16 appearances. So that is a lot of goals. I hadn't did any homework. I didn't do his age, his height, his skill. But, 14 goals in 16 appearances, that is some pretty good stuff. And we're kind of looking for a lone striker. I think we kind of do need some depth for the strikers. And I'd seem pretty optimistic. I'll do my, probably when we're done or tomorrow, I'll probably look into more of how he plays and stuff. But no, 14 goals in 16 appearances, that's some pretty good stuff. If you're a stat major, that's like what, 88% or?
What was
just
it
nodded my head. What?
What was it again?
14 goals in 16 appearances.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Fuck, you weren't paying attention?
Hey. No, I was looking up Chris Pontius.
Oh.
To see what more information you can get from him. I mean, he's only had 2 goals. He's had 6 assists with Philadelphia. He started 27 games. He's a starter.
And then again, Philly sucks.
What is SB?
SB?
Yeah.
SP?
SB, like B as in B.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know. It's on ESPN FC and it says SB. I was like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what the fuck neither.
I don't know what SHE is either. Or
you're reading stats at the top.
Start home?
Like, I don't know. This is kind of like a little thing, personal thing on my level. Stats don't really matter in soccer.
Do you think so?
Not necessarily. I think
have you seen Messi stats?
But that's the thing. It's like percentages and averages, like those don't really matter in this sport. The stats that really matter is like how many games you played, how many goals, how many assists. Those are kind of like the main.
Yeah.
Those are
so he had 3 goals.
And if you're a goalkeeper, clean sheets, etc.
He has had 6 assists.
Okay, that's okay.
For 27 games.
For 27 games, Alisson Drini.
And he started too, and he's only had 6 assists.
Like I said, he's 30 years old. He's probably the prime is pretty much out of him. Probably still maybe some soccer in him. I'm not too sure. But like I said, he's not a threat. He's not scaring anyone. But then again, he has plenty of experience, and you can't. I wouldn't mess with the guy neither.
He's 6 foot. He's tall.
That's my size. I can take him. I'm gonna take on Jackass. Cool. We'll go. Any thoughts on this Ross McCormick?
Ross McCormick. I've already heard your name, but it sounds like you're doing pretty well. So I'm hoping you do great for the team.
Yeah, if he does come on loan, pretty optimistic. He's looking the camera. Pretty optimistic if we do get him, definitely for depth. Again, loan spell for forwards, that's not a problem at all. Cool. We'll go to the...
Chris Pontius went to Irvine.
You see Irvine?
Yeah. This is right here. Use Irvine Strikers. Oh, no, not live.
No, not
he went to UC Santa Barbara.
Barbara, yeah.
Yeah.
He went to Santa Barbara. I was like,
Oh,
Irvine.
sorry.
He's an Orange County kid, but I didn't know any of that.
He's had 31 goals for DC United.
Yeah, back in the DC days, he was a beast.
152 games.
Read the stats. Read all the stats. Man.
I'm reading the stats right now. I'm gonna do the stats right now. Percentage.
Do it.
So he does 20% accurate. So for all the games he played in DC United, 20% of them he scored.
Like I said, at one point of his life, he was pretty good, and that was with DC United. Stop! Gosh, it's not even my life.
What do you mean? And it's the same rate with Philadelphia. He's had no goals for the Galaxy. Wow.
Well, I mean, he just started, so.
I know.
I mean, preseason hasn't started, so. Garage door.
So I think his height was at 2012 with DC United, because he's had 31 games with 12 goals. That's like a goal every 2 games. What was that happening?
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's still recording. Whatever.
There was green light flashing. That's something happened.
Well.
Anyways, well, moving on. We'll go to the draft. The draft happened it was Friday. Last Friday, the draft happened. I was lazy enough to watch it. I had to wake up early. It was like 8 a.m. It was ridiculous. And we got a little honey dipped with the whole timeout that they called, a 4-minute timeout during the draft. We wanted to do a trade with like Philadelphia in order to get Kamara in some weird scheme of deal that I didn't pay attention to. But it turns out nothing happened there, and I knew we were going to get this guy, or SBI Soccer reported that we were going to get, what's this guy's name? Thomas Hillard Arce. And I did my research on the guy, and you guys can go 2 episodes back and see what I got on him. But in the first round, second pick, we drafted Thomas Hillard Arce. He's a Stanford guy. I've heard Stanford got 2 national titles from 4 years. And like I said, the guy's very aggressive. He's a defender. He's very aggressive. He kind of does those long passes like he does like the English Premier League players, and it's accurate. He pinned targets on the guy, especially from defender to forward. How he does the long passes. It was some brilliant stuff that I saw. But then again, YouTube makes everyone look great. So I was pretty happy with the fact that we did get him. I thought we would get, I think it was Mason Toy. He was another one that was going to be up there. He was a really tall, thin, slim kind of striker. We didn't get him. I think he went to Minnesota. I was pretty happy that we got Thomas because I like the qualities that I said. I think if he doesn't go to G2, because the draft, these guys are not starters. The Galaxy are not. It's not like 2008 where we got AJ and Omar, and they came out to be pretty good. But Thomas, I feel I think he's good enough to at least be between G2 starting and Galaxy 1 bench. Because I like the physicality. He's like, those shoulder... he's thick.
He's not thick?
He's not thick. He does a lot of shoulder tackles. And he's pretty aggressive.
What was it?
Thomas Hillard Arce. And Yeah, he's I think he's pretty tall. He's like maybe 6'2". Forgot how much he weighs, but yeah, I'm pretty content with getting him. But I kind of see him in between reserves for the Galaxy or starting for Galaxy too. I think he's 168.
Yeah,
That's like my weight. How tall is he?
6'1".
Yeah, he's like my stature. We both of us should stand up to see how tall I am when we finish. Faggot. So yeah, we got him second round. So that's cool. Awesome. Glad we got Thomas. And then in the second round, the LA Galaxy drafted midfielder Drew Skunkridge. Second round from Stanford as well. And I did take notes on him. I did my homework on. Oh, I didn't do my homework on Drew. Oh shit.
You fucking up.
I am fucking up. So the guy is 5'11". He weighs 165 pounds. His position is midfielder. His stats over 4 years in playing in college, playing for Stanford. He played 82 games with 9 goals and 13 assists from those 82 games played. I didn't even take the notes, but I remember from the one video that I was watching, he is an all-around midfielder. When I was seeing him with the passes, it reminded me of like Iniesta a bit. He has like a lot of smartness, like good soccer mentality, where he has like good awareness. He always like looks up when he takes the ball, like from interceptions or from a stand tackle. He kind of stops the ball, looks up, finds a guy, and then sends it to him. So he has a lot of soccer smarts. I saw that and I was like, wow, this guy has some good awareness. He has some good field awareness that he has. He has some good passes. He does a lot of the good through passes or switching from fields. Not switching from fields, but like switching from not switching. He kind of just passes it well as far as the long passes for a through ball or for a short pass. He's pretty accurate on the passes. I like that. His stand tackling is pretty good. I did like the standing tackles that he did. And he also, what else did I remember about watching him? He kind of takes control. Because he likes to intercept a lot. He's pretty aggressive. He likes to intercept the opposition's passes. He likes to do the stand tackles. He does hustle for the standing the tackle. So I'm not sure. He doesn't say that he's a defensive midfielder. I kind of see him more of like a center midfielder because when he's on offense, he does do the passes and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of like Michael Bradley. Not that I remember Michael Bradley much, but Michael Bradley's the kind of guy that will just tackle and then control and kind of pass the ball where the team has enough time to regroup. So I think he's kind of like a Michael Bradley kind of player. Like a number 6, not a defensive midfielder 6, but more of like taking control and regrouping and going back to formation kind of guy. So that's what I kind of saw in Drew. So that's some good intelligence, good awareness, That was like one thing to take away from Drew. So yeah, that's some fucking good picks. And I think these guys would be definitely helpful for G2 because G2 was shit last year too. I don't know if I told you this. We lost to Reno FC 9-0.
Good job, LA Galaxy.
That is fucking shit, dude.
Good job. You guys are doing phenomenal.
9-0. I saw that. I don't know why I kept watching.
You saw that?
I saw it on YouTube.
You saw
the entire game.
0. Oh my god.
9-0. It got ugly.
That's worse than 7-1.
That is worse than 7-1. It's like they played Barcelona apparently. Shit. God, that was bad to see. And for Saturday's draft, which is a draft that was not streamed, it was via phone conference. It was a phone conference, which is weird. I know, right? A draft with a phone. Anyways, what's next? Like, we have to fax players contract to them or some shit. The LA Galaxy draft defender Nick Schwartz in the 3rd round from Akron. And I did do my homework on Nate's We drafted him in the 3rd round. He is 6'1", 170 pounds. He is a defender. I saw maybe 3 videos of this guy. One thing is he doesn't stop running. For a tall guy like him, he was pretty thin. Kind of reminds me of Peter Crouch, how he dribbles. It's like he is in control of the ball, but when you look at him, it doesn't look like he's in control because he runs like tippy toe for a tall guy. Because like he has good ball control, right? But when he runs, it's like tippy toe, like tip 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 tip. It's like when I run, I do like them big long lunges, like like some African distance runners, but not the tippy toe. I don't. It's kind of weird watching him run. He does the twist the body on one-on-one plays like Marcelo from Real Madrid. And if you don't know how Marcelo plays, he kind of he gets physical. He puts his back into players in order to get the ball. When you twist your back, when you turn your back, and then you have the ball, especially when the other players pass or dribble the ball a bit hard, and then Marcelo comes. And then one thing that I like about Marcelo, and I'm going to stand up for this, is that the ball's right here, right? And the ball's moving that way. And so you would go like this, and then instead of forcing the opponent to go here, but then Marcelo goes this way while the opponent goes here, so then he'll turn back and then do it like that. So that's what Nate does, and that kind of does remind me of Marcelo. It was a great presentation. And the listeners won't see that. The listeners won't see that. So that's what Nate does, and that was one thing that I noticed that he did on defense. He has some good passes. He does a lot of long passes. Long passes. And he moves a lot. He's the kind of player where he moves without the ball. Like he makes the dribbles without the ball, and he kind of makes the plays even though the other players don't see it. So, it was, I don't know, I just felt awkward watching him run. It just really got to me. It's like tippy toe stuff. It just tripped me out because the guy's like 6'1". I mean, can you guys imagine like Peter Crouch, like, I can't. I just can't. I can't. So those are the draft picks that we got for the LA Galaxy. I believe they're all great talent for the Galaxy G2. 2. Minus Thomas. I believe Thomas has enough to maybe, if he gets, if one of the defenders get injured, I think he's capable of being enough to get to the bench of Galaxy 1. I feel that aggression. I think he deserves a spot, but nevertheless, I think he'll be a starter for Galaxy 2. So that's all the drafts that we got from the LA Galaxy got. For drafts, what are your thoughts on the drafts?
I mean, we got some pretty good players. I mean, that defensive from, I was reading up on the defensive from Stalin. I mean, no, not Stalin. Stanford.
Stalin? We went to Stalin University.
Starting. But, he's, like, pretty good. Like, I mean, Stanford won 3 straight national championships.
They won 3? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I heard here on Sunday. Well, yeah, they won a 3rd straight national championship.
Wow.
And was he number 1 in the super draft? Like
he was a second pick.
Second pick?
Yeah.
He was number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, I mean, again, the draft in soccer is fucking stupid, but I think for the talent that he is, especially Stanford, since they won those 2 national or 3 national championships, and he has his partner Drew in there. So, like I said, I think that's great talent for Galaxy 2, and hopefully they do better than last season in the USL. We have new chairs, by the way. We get
the new chairs. We get to relax. Those fucking metal chairs are terrible.
We're getting revenue. We're making profit.
Making that money.
Psych. All right, so that does
Send us money.
all proceeds go towards the podcast. We're not like
no.
We're not feeding homeless kids yet.
Dude, man, they give us money, and the next thing you know, we come gold chains. Like, that's where the money went. Like, yeah, that's for the podcast.
It's all for the podcast, man. It's all for publicity.
Exactly.
So we'll now go to other news. call-ups. Gio and Jonah Dos Santos called up by Team Mexico for the January 31st friendly against Bosnia and Herzegovina in San Antonio. Siggy says they'll rejoin training in Tucson, Arizona after that game is finished. So back to the whole it's back to that argument where is this the year where both of the brothers are gonna do it, like be them actual selves? And I'm not gonna talk too much about Jonah because he just signed with them like in the middle of last season. So I'm like one of those guys, and Michael Ciani, who's willing to give both of those guys a chance for 2018, because you can't judge a person when they didn't do the complete season.
Yeah.
But as far as Gio, I am still a little bit pessimistic that I'm still not sure if this is gonna be the year for that he's gonna shine as an actual Giovanni Dos Santos. And this, based off the signings that we got now, we have a team. I think this team, we'll get to it later, but I think this team is pretty much I feel it's a good environment for Gio to flourish and get back to, the Gio that everyone has always known. So I think we did do all the hard work of painting the picture for him and, bringing the good circumstances to him instead of him kind of just being the ambitious person that he should be and actually create and, not be dependent on a circumstance. But I think the Galaxy made a good circumstance for Giovanni. And I don't know. I feel Kamara's a good number 9. I think Gio is kind of just more of a guy who can just back up a 9 striker. I'm probably using that term wrong. But I think Gio on top, he didn't do much from last season. So I feel, especially with the friendlies that are going up, because all the friendlies for Mexico is now just leading to a World Cup. And we're going to be without Gio and Jonah for a rough month of, I think the World Cup is in July.
June and July. So it's half of June, half of July.
June, July. So we're going to roughly without a month of him. So I think that's pretty much why we need striker depth. I think Ross McCormick on loan seems like a good idea to just back up for to take the place of Gio. But like I said, I'm still not sure if this will be the season where Gio does it, because again, as much as we did create the environment, again, the environment still needs to play with each other. As much as I like all the signings that we got, I'm not over the top excited because they haven't played with each other. It's kind of like this dilemma or this dogma where you just bring good players in a good team, but then that good player doesn't really work for that team.
Yeah.
And as a United fan, I remember players like Falcao went there, and Angel Di Maria. Both players are great South American players. They just didn't fit into Manchester United. So, like Fletcher or Jordan or any other good players that we acquired, as much as good players as they are and how they are on paper, they haven't played with each other. And, I'm not that person where when we bring a good player, he's going to be good for our team because, Giovanni is one of them. He's a good player, but, when was the last time he shined? So I'm not under the impression that, we get a good player and, all of a sudden, the team is good. It doesn't necessarily work that way, But I'm still, optimistic. I'm still pessimistic, but, I'm still hopeful. I'll cross my fingers, if Gio can prove me wrong, I hope he does, because this is a time where Jonah should shine because he didn't have enough time last season. But this year, I expect him and Ciani to prove themselves because they have a preseason, they have enough time to train, and if they don't cut it, then I'm gonna criticize them and complain because you have enough time now. So there'll probably be more friendlies for Mexico down the line. We just hope and pray that Gio and Jonah will be fine because when they get injured in the national team, it affects us. Thus, that's what happened to Leggett. So yeah, they'll have enough training for the World Cup with the friendlies that Mexico is doing and with the season coming up. I'm still not sure if the whole Jonah and Gio going to loan on a different team for the training. I'm not sure if that will be still in their thought process. But that's that. That's pretty much for that. What's your thoughts on the whole call-ups for the Dos Santos brothers? You, Fabian. I'm talking to you.
You what?
What are your thoughts on the
Dos Santos brothers
going to play for Mexico?
Going to play for Mexico. Well, like you said, they're good. They're good at the team, the national team at least, but not with the Galaxy. You would think that the two brothers who know each other for all their lives would be like the two player team,
right?
Where it's them, like the two brothers. They can just bounce off each other's chemistry. They know each other's play styles, yet they have not brought nothing to the Galaxy. Well, I mean, Jonah just came.
Yeah, I'm not bashing Jonah.
It's more than for Gio.
Right.
He's been here for what, 2 years now?
I think a little bit more. I'm not too sure.
2 or 3 years? Say 2 or 3
around
3
there.
years. And he just hasn't brought nothing.
He hasn't, no. It's, like I said, he has to bring it. I mean, shoot, this is a World Cup season. I think, as much as I hate the fact that he's dependent on other things, this is a World Cup. If it's important to him, he'd go out there on the field and show it no matter where he's at. He shouldn't be at...
he shouldn't be waiting.
No, he shouldn't be waiting. He should
be the one to bring it, like he did before, like in the Gold Cup when it was USA versus Mexico. Well, it's always been USA versus Mexico,
right?
But in the game where it was like 4-2, like Gio dominated that game. He made that one of the best goals I've ever seen. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, everyone talks about that.
That was the Gio that I remember. This is not the Gio I remember. Because he's brought nothing. Look, even then, he hasn't brought anything to the national team either.
Nah, not recently. I think he's kind of like an off the bench.
He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't brought anything.
Same like for Chicharito. He dropped his stock too.
I don't know how. We were like when these guys came in, they were like, "This is a team. This is the team that's gonna take us." But
yeah.
I don't know if it's just like it's either Mexico. Or it's just them that they don't believe that they can do it, even though they can, because they've obviously shown us.
Yeah, it's a mystery. It's a mystery with those two.
It's always been Mexican players, though. There's never been like one really good Mexico player, unless you're talking about Hugo Sanchez.
Yeah,
but even then, like from what I know, his club career wasn't as great as his international career.
Who, Hugo?
Hugo Sanchez. Or was he more of a club player than he was a national player?
Well, I mean, he was with Madrid, Barca. He made Napoli famous of all teams back when he was playing in Italy back in the day. But he had plenty of Pichichis, the top goal scorer of the Liga back then. He's definitely one of the greatest players for Mexico, and he let's just say he helped underdog teams. But he was with the Giants of Barcelona and Real Madrid.